Welcome to the Circle Star Firearms and Outdoors podcast, your home for the latest products and news in the shooting sports, hunting, and the great outdoors. And now, here are your hosts, Jake Cawthon and Jason Westmoreland.
Hey everybody, it is Jake and Jason here from Circle Star Firearms and Outdoors. Thank you, Kenny, for that awesome introduction as always.
Coming at you live from the internet.
Live from the internet? We're coming at you from the internet. And and it's us.
And we're here.
Unless it's AI.
And it's another fabulous podcast. Thank you for tuning in.
Yeah, if you are tuning in, we appreciate it. That means you've either got it through our website or our emailers or a friend's told you. So either way, we appreciate you listening. It's been a fun ride. We're in the episodes in the 30s now. So that's exciting.
I think this is close to 40. I don't know. We're up there.
We're up there. We're enjoying every minute of it. So thank y'all for allowing us to do this and listening, whether you're driving, you're working out, you're running, you're hunting, doing what you're doing. We appreciate every minute of it.
Unfortunately, there's not a whole lot of that last one happening right now because it is summertime in Texas, and Lord, it is hot.
It's warm. It is so warm. So I bought a feeder that I wanted to test out that I'm thinking about carrying here at the store.
Kind of a neat design.
Typically when they do that, they give me one at a good price, and I tell them that I'm going to abuse it. You know, it's got to pass a certain, it's got to pass the Jason test, which means it's going to get abused. So,
That poor feeder.
yeah, it's a ball design. It feeds from the bottom, motors on the top. Top feed, one person. You don't need to get on a ladder or anything, which a lot of times you go out to the stand, especially during the summer.
And a man of your age doesn't need to be up on a ladder.
Yeah, right. It's shaky.
Turn fatal quick.
So, anyways, so I drove out, and I got there as early as I could, about 8:30 in the morning. New spot, I'm putting a feeder up. So I pull it out of the truck as easy as could be by myself. Fill it up, held 14 bags of corn, which again, top load, no ladder, not hard. And then I cleared a little bit of brush, did a minor bit of scouting, and by then it was 11. And that was the end of my day. Mm-hmm. I was bright red in the face, soaking wet. You couldn't have drank enough water. Like, just done. Yeah, it's hot.
See, I'm not. It's on my mind. I'm kind of making some plans and booking some stuff and getting like all my ducks in a row come hunting season. But it's hard for me to get really motivated because I came home from my trip the other day, and like anytime you go out of town, chores just stack, right? And so I needed to do a little bit of yard work. I mowed, and I got dogs, right? So there's holes where they dug to turn over dirt to lay in something cool or just whatever the hell they did. And I borrowed Daniel's little tractor, which is it's for those on the internet, it's basically a lawnmower with a front end loader on it, but it's handy. It's 100 times handy. And I was moving. I got a little pile of dirt out in my pasture, so I went and got some dirt, and I was filling holes and just dragging it, make sure everything level, right? I am doing nothing besides turn and shifting from like forwards to reverse. This is all I'm doing, and running the little front end. I'm not digging. I'm not picking up. I am just bebopping back and forth across my 5 acres, just raining in sweat.
Oh.
In the same way, by like 10:30,
it's no fun.
Done.
Yeah.
And even worse, because it's so hot, I'm trying to get our Chiefs training in early during the day. I'm trying to get there between 6 and 6:15 to get set up. We're running by 6:30. One, because it's hot, and two, so I can still try to get my training in and get to work because it's still too hot by the time I get off work. And I'm not doing anything besides standing there, right? Dog goes and gets it, comes back. I just tell it to go. But it was 3 days ago. I woke up. It was 4:45 in the morning. 4:45.
As men your age do.
It is dark. No close sun. It should be the coldest it could possibly be this time of year. It was 77 degrees and just 900% humidity. Walk outside and it's just like being in a sauna. Just horrible.
There are some bright sides. So this summer is the summer. I decided to get, As is, guys, we get in our 30s and 40s, we kind of stick to the wardrobe we got. But I've decided to update the wardrobe a little bit. Instead of the long shorts, cargo-ish shorts, stuff like that I've had for the last 4, 5, 10 years, I decided to start going with short shorts.
Oh, raise that inseam.
Man, yeah. And so I'm wearing a pretty solid tan. Not gonna lie. I enjoy it. I know you don't know what that is, but
I'm not even close.
but
So my problem is that I have for
you
y'all
turned
that-
into a freckle.
I do, and I am quite freckled at that. I lack what they call the melanin. I don't have any color.
You do got color. It's just,
Red. I got that. But what's funny about it is that I'm kind of with you, following the trends. Wife
Yeah.
buys me some shorts. Shorts are. It's funny. It's the clothes of the sexes are going inverse right now. Men's shorts are getting shorter. Women's clothes are getting baggier and longer. It's weird.
Oh no, sir.
I was back.
Dude.
Early 2000s.
Academy. I walked in yesterday. You know, you walk into the shoe section, you're going to pass the women's section right there on the right hand side.
Yeah.
Daisy Dukes
Nice.
at Academy.
That's a good sign.
And I'm like, oh, it's coming back, boys. We've been waiting for this.
But so some of my shorts Becca's bought me, it got a little shorter inseam than, and same with you. And the long
she
shorts.
buys you a
the
solid
cargo shorts.
wardrobe
Yeah,
based upon her romance novels that she was reading at the time.
exactly. And I think romance is putting it.
Yeah,
kind of-
she does. There's not much romance in her books.
Nope. But the problem is, over the years, I have acquired freckles at a certain level of inseam. And I have like this permanent line of demarcation between where my freckles are and then where they're not. So it's kind of like I have a freckleless bodysuit on. Think of it like
I don't even want to. For those of y'all, if anybody who just pictured that, because I'm trying not to. I'm sorry. We apologize.
think of like a reverse shadow.
I don't want to think of.
That's all you can imagine now.
Oh my gosh.
I hope you think of that when you have nightmares.
No. Oh, I will. I will. Oh. So. Yeah, that went
But-
off the rails quick. Summertime.
It is, but I mean, it is making this time of year tough for us, and so we have to get creative over what we're doing. I talked to a fellow the other day that this is his favorite time to hunt because he's a doctor over at Scott and White here in College Station, but he called it I think I'm gonna get this right, a nocturne, which is basically the doctor on call at night. Mm-hmm. He doesn't have a specific patient. He's not like the orthopedic surgeon or like a specialist. He's just kind of the guy that wanders around and kind of just checks on everything. So primaries don't have to be there all the time.
Makes sense.
And he says, I've been doing this for a long time. I like to stay up all night.
Oh wow! I bet all the other doctors love him. I thought they had to rotate out on that one. So.
No, this is his jam.
Cool.
He goes, and it's a good schedule. It's 5 on, 10 off. And he goes, I maintain it. And so right now, this works best for me because I'm up all night long. I'll go out midnight to daylight. I'm in my prime. He goes, the pigs are moving. I'm out. Nobody else is out. It's perfect. That's it. Works for him because I like to go to sleep.
I get it. I'm not as mad at it as I used to be. I used to stay out a long time, but now, if I'm still out at 1 o'clock, I'm done.
Oh, yeah.
I'm a party pooper with whoever I'm with, unless we're just slaying them. Yeah, I'm sleepy.
Well, see, that's always my favorite part. When it gets cold, they'll start moving early. It gets dark around here like 6 o'clock, 5:45. You can put a solid hunt and still be home by 10.
Yeah. So my next thing I got to do that's gonna suck, and I need to do it quick, is put up a stand out there. So I'm gonna do one of the tall box blinds that doubles as a rifle / bow blind. The big windows.
Ooh, getting fancy.
Well, I've got
Jace, I get it.
I've got nephews, a nephew and a niece that they're all at the age to where they'll want to hunt together. Shooting a pig would be a big deal for them,
Oh, yeah, they do. I mean,
so they can all pile in there and.
go back to show all their friends in Switzerland.
Yep, those that love to do it. We got a couple around here that, the ones in Switzerland for sure. I know.
See, that's what you ought to
Get
do.
Benton over here.
I don't know exactly what you can hunt in Switzerland, but you should just a little quid pro quo. Start finding some let their friends come over here, kill something, go over there and kill something. Everybody wins.
Yep. Or just go, I was going to say for a skiing trip, but I got old. I'm not going to ski anymore. Not going to lie. Not going to do that. Everybody who does it now gets hurt at my age.
Oh, absolutely.
So anytime you get over 30, you probably don't need to go skiing anymore.
Nope.
Or maybe just do it. Do it. Be a hero. Just keep doing it. Be a Tony Hawk.
I don't think he's Casey anymore.
Yeah, sure he does. He's got his own skate camp and everything. I bet he at least rides in a little bit. He's like,
Well, I think he does a little, but I don't think he's doing like the big half pipe anymore.
No. Because the problem is at that age when you land, you stick it. Mm-hmm. You don't bounce.
Nope, not near as flexible as you used to be.
So what else? So we put up deer stands. I know you said it doesn't really float your boat this time of year. For me, growing up bow hunting in Texas, like this lets me know like we're almost there. Because it's not normally the first cold front that gets me really going. It's, because sometimes by September 1st or October, you haven't had a cold front. It's still hot.
Oh, yeah.
And it's time to crawl out in that stand, which is a lot of fun.
Well, that's
swatting at mosquitoes.
Well, it's different. It's not that I'm not. I've got stuff that I'm doing, but it's just a different side of the sport. Because I'm way more of a bird hunter than I am a deer hunter. Mm-hmm. And so a lot of my stuff is just making sure that primarily that my dog stays in tune, going through gear, I'm retying leaders, I'm, fixing stuff that broke, make sure my boat's fine. Well, I'm still fishing, so my boat's kind of staying maintained, but all that little stuff. And then, for a lot of it is I'm out fishing or, swimming with the family, but I'm also finding new places on X that I can go out and go, okay, well, let's go check out this water. Let's go check out this lake. And, while we're out there goofing off, I'm also driving back in coves and trying to figure out, okay, this looks like this or this. No, it's not. It doesn't. It looks better on the map than it does in person.
Yeah. That's cool. And you get an opportunity to get out on the water. I dig that a lot. So speaking of dogs, you've been gone for the last week doing little dog stuff.
Yeah, I have. For me, as far as the dog side of things go, or the waterfowl or the bird side, however you want to look at it, I try not to maintain an off season. My spring and summer translates to the fall, and what I do through that is that I continue. I compete with Chief, my primary dog at the moment, and so we compete in field trials, but I've also competed in hunt tests, and this is a way for me to stay. My dog stays razor sharp. We, all the little things that a lot of dogs lose because they essentially after season they just become glorified pets. That we stay doing good because there's nothing that'll get you invited to a hunt faster than a dog that can really work.
Yeah.
Pick up multiple birds, run blinds, steady and quiet in a blind. Because I've been there that, a lot of times we'll go out and a buddy will invite you out or, you invite, so-and-so to go with you. And he's like, hey, you mind if I bring my dog? Okay, I don't care, pretty dog friendly myself. Mm-hmm. And next thing you know, he's got a handful of pebbles trying to get the dog's attention or he's screaming at it or it won't be quiet or the first shot you have. And I've known folks this has happened to. I've never been there when it's happened. All of a sudden, that's why a dog needs to be steady. You take that first shot, well, it takes off expecting to go get something, and a dude swings and hits your dog.
Yeah,
and
nobody wants that.
Not at all. And so this is the way we stay good and sharp, and the dog stays in tune. And so yeah, we the field trial side of life of this game is different. It's very similar to what you would see in hunting scenarios, and that's what they are. They are hunting scenarios, but they are on a much more technical and larger scale, which kind of shows more what the breed is capable of versus can the dog. It is more what the dog is capable of doing versus can the dog do what is acceptable, right?
Yeah, because there's two different. That would be more the hunt test side of it.
Correct.
Yeah.
And a lot of your hunt tests are going to be shorter distances. They're going to be birds thrown from hidden gunners, and it is a little more, I don't want to say simple because, especially getting the master hunt world, it's not, but it's a little more realistic. Mm-hmm. Whereas and I think that's a better way to describe it, it's a lot more realistic to what you're actually doing in the field, whether it's like a dove hunt scenario or a duck hunting scenario. Whereas on the field trial side, it is still the same kind of idea, but you're really challenging to see what a dog or the breed is capable of doing, marking at extreme distances, handling factors, whether it's running up a hillside, going through multiple points of water, how technical or how precise can you stop it and cast it in and over and through things. And it really was that next challenge in life, and that's why I got into field trials. And there's a thing called the National Derby List. Chief is young; he's 20 months old or so, and for dogs under the age of 2, it is kind of the entry into field trials it's a good measure of whether or not the dog is capable of performing at that high level, and it is a great way to measure the aptitude of the dog. And so a couple months ago, we talked about this. We drove up to Missouri and competed in the Kansas City Retrievers Club, their field trial, and we were lucky enough to win that one. And there's a thing called the Derby List. It's a kind of a who's who of young dogs, and where this sounds really easy to do, it's really, really hard. It's more difficult than it sounds. You have to acquire 10 points by the time the dog is 2 years of age. And at a given derby, you'll get 5 points for first, 3 for second, 2 for third, and 1 point for fourth. And doesn't matter how many dogs enter, only 4 dogs get points. And there's only there's a trial every weekend somewhere, but there's only a handful of these nationwide. And so you have to go out, and not only do you have to do the job correctly, you have to do it the most correctly against the field. And so Chief's a pretty damn good dog, I'm not going to lie. He's a much better dog than I deserve, and probably, if anything, at this point, I am hindering him in his ability, just my amateur trainer, learning as I go, right? But we showed up in Missouri, and we won against a really tough field, and that it made my head grow a little bit, I ain't going to lie, right? That I was like, all right, maybe we're doing something right here. And so I started shopping around. I knew I was going to get some time off just because we had a bear hunt in May. And then my wife and daughter had a trip that Samantha had saved up for to go with the school to Greece. I was like, perfect timing. Let's find somewhere to go. Like we talked about a minute ago, it's hot. And because it's hot, everything in the South, the field trials kind of follow cooler weather just because how hard and how tough these tests are on the dog. And because of the distance they have to run, distance swim. So I got this stupid idea that I was going to go to Maryland. Because
it's a great idea. Weather's good. It's pretty up there.
It was an interesting time because there's only 2 for this weekend that I could travel. There's only 2 that were available nationwide. One in South Dakota that didn't get enough dogs to enter for it to. You have to have 10 dogs to run for it to count, and they didn't get 10 dogs signed up. And then there was the Maryland Retriever Club that had 15 or 16 sign up, and I was like, all right, there we go. Let's hop in the truck and go. The downside is I had just got back 2 or 3 weeks prior from Montana, 29 hours drive.
Yeah.
To turn around and go to
I was there.
Maryland for 23 hours. And Travis went with me, and he was not very enthusiastic.
No.
I was like, it's going to be all right. I told him, I was like, all right, we're just going to bomb up there. We're going to drive as far as we can. We're going to sleep in the truck. And he's like, not again.
Poor kid. He's learning a lot this summer.
It was perfect for him.
So did y'all drive straight through, or y'all made the halfway point?
So, no, we made it halfway. We made it somewhere in Alabama.
And I like the Montana reference. The bomb in. We're going to bomb on up there.
Yeah.
Heck yeah.
And so we drove halfway to Alabama, or somewhere in Alabama. It was, 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning. Apparently, and I didn't realize this, Buc-ee's is taking over the planet because they're everywhere. And
as well they should.
Mm-hmm. Oh, they're doing a great job. And so I was looking on my map, and I stopped at a truck stop, and it was your average Love's truck stop at 1 o'clock in the morning, just sketchy. I think this one was
just my favorite.
Yeah, this was just inside Mississippi, right on the Mississippi-Alabama line. I'm like, yeah, probably not. So I looked at my map, and I was like, oh, there's a Buc-ee's in half an hour. I can stay awake for another half hour. So we slept in a Buc-ee's parking lot, and it lasted about 2 hours, just enough to get a little energy, hopped up, and drove into Maryland. and kind of a neat experience, honestly. I'd driven the Northeast before, but I didn't. And we all know this from elementary school that a lot of stuff happened in the Northeast, right? The 13 colonies, the whole American Revolution. Like there's history everywhere, right? But I'm just telling where Google goes. And I found out that Maryland is the slowest driving state in the entire union. And, we're from Texas, right? Huge state, fast speed limits,
Get
places
to 80,
to be.
85.
In the slow lane. If you're doing
I'm
doing
thinking
the
like set speed limits, though. We have, 85 miles an hour?
Oh, yeah. 130 in Austin, the highest speed limit in the U.S.,
Yeah.
85 miles an hour. The fastest I saw in Maryland was 70. And you're doing 70 in the fast lane. The slow lane is like 55. And, So I'm just trucking. I got my trucks at like 77 because I figure that's fast enough, but just slow enough. Like someone's probably not going to pull you over. And so I'm trucking along. And we later, I end up talking to a guy at the field trial, and I'm like, dude, y'all, this state sucks. Like, how do y'all get anywhere? Like, and no one does 70 miles an hour. Like, don't y'all have places to be? He's like, oh, no. It's because if you do 10 over, it's a misdemeanor offense. They will arrest you for it. Like 11 or better, you're going to jail. I was like, oh, I probably shouldn't have been doing 80.
Gotta love those highly governed states, man.
But and that's not even the best part about it. I'm absolutely within the statute of limitations on this. So Maryland State Police, don't listen. But ended up talking to a guy. I didn't realize their firearm laws. I knew they were tight, but this was like crazy tight. It's a mandatory year per hollow point in your vehicle. Like you can't own hollow points. My magazine and my pistol was too big. The fact it was concealed in my truck was wrong. Like there was just problems everywhere. But I will say this, a very beautiful state. It is a weird because if you took and I've never been to Eastern Maryland. If you took like the fields of Iowa, big corn and like big just farm fields, and then put pine trees and a coastal vibe, it's Maryland.
That's cool.
It was actually really neat. And
Y'all did the crab?
oh yeah,
Okay.
yeah. We were sitting there talking to a lady. I was like, hey, I'm here. Probably never going to leave. Never come back here again. Like, where do I have to eat? And she's like, one place. And it's crab season and it was scallop season. It still is, I guess.
Cool.
And so we had blackened scallop tacos and like the little waitress at the restaurant. I was like, hey, what do I need to get? Like, I want crab. I'm not a big crab guy. Like, what do I get? She's like, I got you. And she brought me like this whole sampler plate of everything that I got and just next level.
Really?
Yeah.
So now you're a crab guy?
At least while I'm in Maryland. But so we get up there, and there was several things that I tend to be a little cheap when I travel on my own dime. Because, like I explained to my wife,
I get it.
I like to sleep outside. My standard is not very high. And I just need a place to use the restroom, take a shower, hopefully don't have to use my hobo stab insurance. That's all.
There you go.
It's not high standards. But so it's summertime up there, mind you. And it's on Chesapeake Bay, and it's a touristy spot, and everything is $300 to $350 a night. Yeah, exactly. That's how I thought. I was like, God, man, I don't want to spend this much money. And to get cheaper, I was going to have to drive back into Annapolis, or I had to drive to this other place
It's like
that was far off.
beachfront prices. Good God.
Oh, yeah. It was insane. And so I'm scrolling through Hotels.com, and I was like, oh, look at you. $100 a night. Booked.
Get what you pay for.
And you don't even have to pay up front. They'll let you pay there.
Nice.
I got exactly what I paid for. It was so bad that you walk in, the floor's sticky. It doesn't look sticky, but it's sticky. And I don't want to know why. And then I was like, oh. And I told Travis to wait the truck. I didn't want to let him in the building. Smelled like dirt and weed. And weed's not legal there. At least I don't think it was. I didn't see any dispensaries. But I pull back the covers, and there's hair.
Ugh.
It doesn't look like, I wouldn't say necessarily they're like, let's call it lower body hair. But, and it looks like, you've got a wife. I constantly pull my wife's, like hair will just get like caught on your shirt.
Yeah.
Yeah. It kind of looked like it's just.
Pretty sure they put it there when you leave the house, like on the back of your shirt.
Yeah, it's
Just
like
mark the
marking the territory. Yeah. But it looked like it was woven into the fabric, and I was like, look around. There's cigarette burns on the bathtub. Like, it's bad. And I was like, it's $100 a night.
Hey,
So it's got to be frugal, right? And so I load Travis. Well, he's in the truck. I get back in the truck. I say, hey, we're going to Walmart. So I bought my own sheets. Mm-hmm. They're $10. I didn't even take them off the bed. I just took the big sheet and I just wrapped everything in it and just left them. Done. There y'all's. I was surprised. I bought some Clorox wipes that when I wiped down all the surfaces, the wipes didn't change color.
well, that's good.
So they at least cleaned something.
Clean something.
They didn't replace the toilet paper roll. It was like 80% gone.
I've been there before, and it was the same reason, just being cheap.
Yeah.
There was we stayed in an America's Best Value Inn, a buddy and me once. We were outside on the outskirts of Dallas. Get there, bad sign. First of all, raccoon floating in the pool that had obviously been there for a while.
Nice.
But you're walking up, and of course, there's hookers and crackheads everywhere, and this is in the middle of the day. So we didn't have the forethought, like, hey, how's this place gonna be at midnight?
That's like the cockroaches you see in the daylight.
So
you never worry about the daylight ones. It's the ones you don't see.
Get in the room, and it's just like you. The smell of urine and everything else is just so bad. And we're so poor, we don't have another option. So cigarette burns and just blood stains, like it's everywhere. So we
They still got the chalk outline on them?
yeah, we were fortunate enough to take our sleeping bags.
Smart.
So I threw, but we took shifts because, as expected, about 8 o'clock it got real loud outside our door. There in the, because we're facing what they would call the courtyard, and courtyard got lively, and so we took shifts all night. About every 3 hours we'd tag out, and we sat there watching the door, waiting for somebody to kick it in with a pistol. You're just waiting. It's gonna happen. You know it happens all the time. And
So it's funny you bring that up. Is I could tell that at one point I had the little chain latch at the top, but someone had kicked the door in and had ripped it out.
well, we stayed at a hotel you and I did last year that in the middle of the night there was some gunshots.
Yeah.
Somebody got shot in the parking lot. Maybe we need to do more research in our hotels.
That one was at least nice. It's just a bad part of town.
It was a nice hotel in a bad side of town. Yeah, we should start reviewing hotels. Just do a whole episode to review hotels we take.
I follow a guy on Instagram. He's an artist called Colby Acuff, and he does part of his like just regular Instagram nonsense because he's on the road traveling, singing. That he rates gas stations. Like he'll buy like T-shirts and he rates them like how cool the bull crap is. Like do they have a real peace pipe? Do they have like the big buck knife with the spikes in the handle?
Do they have the rose in the
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yep. They selling meth pipes or not.
They are. Why are they selling fake roses? Yep.
But so we're up there and it's a neat town. It's a have or have not. You're either dirt floor poor
It's
or
pretty much how all of America is turning out to be right now.
old school money.
Yeah.
And that was kind of actually, I back up just here. It was neat that we ended up on this highway at, just following Google. That it's called the Hallowed Ground Byway. And it runs from Gettysburg to Monticello. So where Thomas Jefferson lived all the way to Gettysburg, just this highway, that there's 180 historical sites on it. And think of like, hey, we moved here from Britain because there's like big, think just massive estates.
Big money.
Just
plantation type.
yeah. FU money for sure. And so we drive all, it slowed me down because I started stopping and taking pictures and looking at stuff. It was neat. But we, it was that. And then there's the Constitutional Highway we ended up on, which has 3 presidents' homes on it. We drive in front of 3 presidents' homes, George Washington, Madison, and then somebody else. Either way, so we get up there. We don't die that night. So we get up and we run this field trial. And it was kind of funny because a lot of times when you're running these things, the majority of the people running, this is their local club, right? We're all members of the Maryland Retriever Club, or for me, it's here is the Blue Bonnet Retriever Club. And I try to be Mr. Congeniality. For me, I'm having fun. It's just me, my one dog.
That doesn't sound right, but keep going.
I try to be friendly, and because otherwise you're just sitting there.
It's the mustache. It intimidates people.
It might be. And then the aviator shades.
Yes. You don't look like a cop at all.
And so we get up there and we run the first series. He does well. People are like, "Oh, good job, thank you." Right, and then run the second one, and he he did really good. And, you know, by that point, you know, the group's starting to spread apart. There's dogs obviously aren't going to win. There's the guys that are winning. They're at the top. And then by the third one, he just dominates it. And from people that wouldn't give me the time of day, they're going, okay, who are you? Why are you here? Who's the dog? They started asking all these questions. And I was like, it's just a dog, you know. And I like to sometimes bullshit. I'm like, I picked it up out of the paper for $50. Is it a good dog? He's doing good.
It's exactly what I would do. That's exactly what I would do.
And so
I got him from the kennel 2 weeks ago.
ended up making one dude pretty pissed off because he was half the field. Like, he was a pro trainer, had a bunch of young dogs, and but we showed up and kicked ass again and won in Maryland. And so that gets him. We derby listed in the least amount of tries possible. You know,
Yep. 1-1.
We ran twice, won twice, got 10 points. Looked it up last year. I think, you know, 50, 60 dogs a year will qualify for the National Derby list. So it's pretty big little feather in Chief's hat there, and I'm really excited about them. And so now I've quit running derbies because unless there's other accolades that just bragging rights you could work towards and they mean nothing to me. And so I decided that we're going to just train real hard, get ready for the National, and hopefully go out and win the National. That's what I like to do.
That'd be something, man.
Mm-hmm. Super tough. There'll be 100 dogs there running it, but it's going to be a good time. And then so that was the best part about it, to actually drive 23 hours, because it's a big gamble driving that far for just one dog, you know, because dogs are like people, have good days and bad days. Like we trained yesterday, and he shit the bed, and it's like, come on.
Did you try any local beers or anything up there?
I drink some local whiskey. There's a lot of IPAs. I'm just not an IPA guy. And you can't convince me. Nobody's like, hey, you know what? This is good. Every IPA is trash.
Every hipster in Austin will disagree with you. Like,
yeah, because everyone they do this, they're like, man, that's delicious. What is that? What is that? Goat milk and piss?
Yeah, I get a lot of hints of chocolate in there.
Yeah.
Some nougat.
But so we had fun, and then because now we had some time because I had everything scheduled. There was another trial the next week in New York State that now I'm not going to, so I canceled out of that. And my really good friend from childhood, me and Sam have been best friends since we were in 8th grade. His son he's not in remission yet, but he's having good success. I'm gonna say he beat it at this point, but had childhood cancer. Mm-hmm. And he's been on long rocky road. I hadn't got to go see Sam and his son Sammy since the whole diagnosis and all the treatment. So I was like, you know what? Let's go south. It's the craziest thing in the world is that, so it was 23 and a half hours to Maryland, straight shot. It was 24 hours drive from Maryland to South Carolina and then across the South. Like, somehow in that triangle was the same. And I don't know how that worked out. But
You hit a time where,
I guess. But we went down to South Carolina. This is where it got real fun. I told Google, don't take me on the highway. So we backroaded it from Maryland all the way down. So we saw where Harriet Tubman was born. My wife, for the longest time, thought the Underground Railroad was an actual railroad. And so I got a picture of Travis in front of her historical marker with a sad face. I sent it to her. It's like the face you make when you realize you can't ride the railroad. And so we just drive, and it's amazing how beautiful the South is and how incredibly poor a lot of it still is. Mm-hmm. I didn't realize they still grow tobacco. It's got to come from somewhere, right? I just never thought about it. And it's all just thousands and thousands of acres of tobacco, the old plantations and Old South. And got down there to visit my buddy Sam, who is a judge advocate general, or JAG, and basically attorney in the Air Force stationed at Fort Sumter, South Carolina. And we just hung out and visited while he had to work. And we decided to go play around in golf. You know what I'm not good at? Golf. So what I did is I went and I bought a bucket of range balls, and I just poured them in my rental bag of clubs, and Travis and I cruised around for like 3 hours, just whacked them into woods. It was fun. But it is fun. But the interesting thing about it, and what probably took us the longest, is that Sumter, whatever the base is, I forget. I don't remember. Whatever the name of that base is a strike force base. And so the whole time I'm trying to golf, I'm not paying attention because it's an F-16, F-22 squadron based out of there. It's the largest fighter squadron in the U.S. And so the whole time I'm trying to hit golf balls, I'm not playing golf, I'm just whacking balls at the point, that I'm watching F-22s and F-16s dogfight each other doing practice maneuvers. I'm like, oh, this is cool shit.
That's cool.
And oh my God, are they loud. You just sit there, you're going to like rear back and whack a golf ball, and all of a sudden it's like, whoa, there's a roar by. I mean, not very high, but just screaming. And then all of a sudden there'll be like 2 or 3, and then they'll bank off real hard and do some nonsense. You just sit there and watch some bitches all day.
Yeah, I bet that'd be awesome. Actual training maneuvers.
Oh, yeah.
Heck yeah.
So-
Well, we missed you around here while you were gone.
It was fun.
It was pretty slow. Not a lot happened. You know, just us playing in the water more than anything with the heat. That's all we can do. Ooh, I learned a valuable lesson while you were gone.
Wait 30 minutes after you eat.
Nope. No. No. One of the mistakes you only make once. But if,
So you
if you
jumped it up.
want to increase your odds of having sexy time with your wife, you don't open up by telling her to put a little hot tui on it. That does not go the way you think it's going to go.
Dude, you talk. So there's an interesting topic in that, right? Is that it's funny how something so benign, right? It's just a fleeting moment in time, the right situation. One, I think because she's cute,
Yeah, and she's got a hardcore Southern accent.
and she's if
Young.
you watch the whole thing, she's funny, right?
yeah. Oh, she's
and
making a joke.
yeah.
You got to knock the cobwebs off.
She's out of the bar having fun, just being funny, and just took the internet by storm.
And is not taking advantage of it even the littlest bit.
I don't know.
She's ghosting still.
See, I saw a deal the other day that now she's starting to do like a little like
Is she?
public stuff because I'll be honest, I haven't dug into it that deep. Just I don't care.
So it turned out her father is a very prominent.
Is that for real?
I don't know, but it's everywhere.
That's
It's on the internet,
I've seen
so
that
it's
a
got to be
bunch.
true.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's the only thing. And even when it happened and she was kind of ghosting, that's what I was thinking of. I was like, there's got to be a reason that she's not just making millions
And I
of
don't know if
dollars
it's a
off
real
this.
dad or not, but there's a whole post out there where he's like, "This is not how we raised her," like very like Southern Baptist.
Nice. I'd have to wait. Yeah. I can see that being a part of it. Maybe.
But she's just like the what's his name? The dude, the redhead dude that sung the song that was so like huge for the longest time.
Virginia.
Yeah, not Texas Too Damn High. It's the other one. Hard Living. What? You know what I'm talking about?
Not now.
Damn it.
Popcorn Sutton.
Kinda. He's a big redheaded dude that like it was the #1 song.
Does he play locally in Anderson?
No.
I probably don't know.
Dude was like out of Appalachia. It was just a giant hit song.
Richmond, north of Richmond?
There you go. That guy.
That's who, yeah.
Yeah. So he just like him, a something just happenstance hit it hit right at the right time on the internet. He made millions from it, and I saw a post about
Hey, this is on the internet.
The
We,
hot-
we should make millions.
you know,
Somebody make a meme out of this.
yeah, you get cute and start talking about spitting on that thing.
I am cute. And I mean, if he gets his millions, I'll talk about spitting on this. Act three.
But I saw a projection she should make 3 to 6 million from it. Just her internet fame. I don't know how. I have yet to figure out how to monetize the internet. I think it's an age thing that we just don't know.
Maybe.
But
I don't know. It's not. This isn't going to AI is taking this over anyways. Like this going, yeah.
oh,
Dude, I put it on my Facebook page yesterday. There is a redneck hillbilly version of Star Wars with Yoda playing the banjo and like Chewbacca with the barbecue pit roasting a possum. Like somebody just told the computer to make this happen and they did. Nice. And it's entertaining.
see, I'm banned so far.
Oh, you got banned again today.
I did. And I don't get it. I got banned for stuff I liked and shared 4 years ago. It's my own post.
Oh, they're attacking. Yeah, they're digging deep,
Oh,
man. Yeah. No, you are the wrong demographic, man. They're trying to get you out of there. Mm-hmm. Dude, speaking of, I told you that Elon Musk, he posted that thing about Disney That was that's crazy. It's not. It shows the vice president of the company got caught in an underground expose, and it is real.
Oh, you don't have to. You don't have to talk
saying,
to me about
saying
conspiracy.
that he would not hire straight white people or guys, and I'm like, that's the most racist shit I've ever. That's some 1940s shit, and you would think it would be on every news channel because Disney owns everything. No, not here about it anywhere. Elon Musk keep posting it on on X, but that's the only place.
South Park did a whole episode about that, how the mouse controls the world.
Mm-hmm. It does.
But I mean, I know we talked about conspiracy theories last time, and if y'all are watching or listening to this, and you have someone that is really good and really deep down the rabbit trail, I'd love to have them on the show talk about it. I think it'd be fun to hold a whole conspiracy theory show.
But no.
Oh, it'd be awesome.
Yeah. That's why I don't talk to Mike Donnelly hardly that much anymore. Because I know he's right.
And
Him and Resnicek both. They start talking, and you're like, oh, this guy's ridiculous. And 5 years later, everything he said came true. It came out.
Yeah. You're just like, oh.
Yeah. So now he starts talking, and I'm like, stop.
And they're half the reason. I believe all conspiracy theories unless proven otherwise. I mean, some might not put a lot of stock into, but
yeah. I mean, do I think somebody's going to pop out, a politician to be a pedophile lizard person? Probably not.
But they're not really doing a good job proving it otherwise.
Or do I believe, what is the other one? That Biden has to have handlers now and can't, control himself, and he walks off. And they're saying now that every time they show him just, getting lost and blanking, that it's poor editing and stuff.
Yeah,
and
deep
like,
fake.
it's live TV.
Yeah, it's, I call it, not deep fake, deep, it's kind of same idea.
Yeah.
Kind of like fake news, but it's not.
Right.
It'll be interesting because tonight we were recording this on the 27th. Tonight's the primary debate, presidential debate, Biden versus Trump, mano a mano, and that's the big thing that Trump's like, hey, I'll take a drug test. Make your boy take a drug test.
Well,
and they're like, nope.
This one's
that's not dignified.
Got to be terrifying for the Biden team because
that son of a bitch got a body double, dude.
They're saying no prompters, no teleprompters on this one. Everything's got to be off the cuff, which I guarantee you, CIA has the technology to put the little microphone.
It's a body double.
It's a lizard person.
It's a lizard person.
It's two small men in a suit together. It's like the Muppet. It's the Muppet Man. If you ever watch the Muppets, it's Muppet Man in a trench coat.
I've seen this. It was in a documentary called Men in Black, and it's a little dude living in the head of a bigger dude, and he has a cat with a little universe on his collar.
I saw that.
Yeah,
I saw that, and then it winds up in the locker. Yep. Yeah, it's so yeah, the debate. So you have to take a shot every time Biden says "Oh, we're
gonna die. Ooh, that'd be fun. We'd all sit around here at the shop tonight.
No, dude, we got whiskey and cigars tomorrow night. We would all be yakking. Yeah.
Yeah, sure. That whiskey. So if you are listening,
and then every time Trump says huge.
But we are working on more and more events out here, free events, just kind of fun, community-based stuff.
Yep. We were just discussing new possible events coming up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So we do Whiskey and Cigar Night, which is the last Friday of every month.
Yep.
It goes from 5 to 7.
Got Cars and Coffee the second Sunday.
Second Sunday, that one starts at 8, goes till noon. We're working, so we've got everything we need to do what we call the guys' movie night, where we set it up in the parking lot and have the big projector. We've got this huge screen.
Huge.
The downside is
hot.
Right now, it's not. You can't do it. It's too hot. I'd love to. Not going to happen. Even, like Jake said, 4 a.m., it's too damn hot.
I'm up.
The sun is too damn hot.
I think we got closer to it, right?
We're in the orbit, the elliptical, where it's going over there, and moon's getting hotter, and it's a conspiracy.
It is.
It is getting hot. I was talking to my 7-year-old about it, explaining to him. I was like, blame it on what you will, whether it's a natural cycle of the earth or what, but it's getting hotter. And by the time, you're a grown man, I'll be super happy to die because it's going to be too damn hot. He's like, what, Daddy? I was like, it's already too damn hot.
My last day off was Monday. I went through 4 complete sets of clothes, just sweating through. We come full circle in this show.
Yeah, and we're back.
So, but speaking of events, if there's, we did host the Grimes County.
Oh, that was
I'm gonna get it
cool.
wrong, but I'm gonna call them the Ham Radio Club, and they came out and set all their stuff up.
Shortwave radio. Yeah, they got.
kinda-
That was cool.
And actually, we're able. They had they do a competition with this, and that's what this was, like this big global competition that day. And they were able to talk to another similarly minded fella in Chile.
In Chile. And what's crazy is they're like, yeah, the weather conditions aren't right, or signal can't get this up and that up. And I'm like, and you're talking to the tip of South America? Because that's pretty damn good.
Pretty damn good.
And then I called my brother in Switzerland, and I was like, hey, they got these radios that work sometimes. Taking about 4 hours set up, but it's cool. No.
It was neat because they set up over our side lot, and they had all these antenna wires, and they drug them to like every spot.
Oh, it was
they could.
cool. It was super cool. It was interesting, very, very knowledgeable, very into it group of people who were more than thrilled to share their knowledge with anybody.
Yep.
It was
Kind of like us and guns.
yeah. It was they were excited about it. So they were just as big of nerds on that stuff as we are on firearms and hunting. And it's always cool to see somebody who's passionate about what they do because it's their hobby. If it's somebody's job and it's their hobby, you know, they probably dig it.
Oh yeah.
But those guys, yeah, I learned so much, and I wish I could have retained a tenth of it. Because once they get excited and start talking about it, it just starts leaking out your ears. You're like, it's like you talking about dogs or Dustin talking about AKs. I'm just like, man, I'm glad it makes you happy.
Well, the hard part is you get in that vernacular of it, and especially for me because they had the GRMS and the ABCD and the something.
But speaking of that, they got your radio all programmed. Okay, cool.
So they kind of lost me quickly, but they did a really good job of kind of like explaining how it was working. It was fun.
Yeah, they have the ability to break it down. You know, I'm like, talk to you, like a second grader, and then I started retaining. I was like, oh,
Write it with crayon.
Yep. Yeah. It was cool. But we've talked this morning. We're thinking about a couple cool things. One is going to be Jake, which I think's a cool idea. Is we got to just figure out the logistics, but doing some type of farmer's market.
Like a dude farmer's market.
The dude. And then this year we're looking heavily into doing a pumpkin patch and maybe a Christmas tree farm. Mm-hmm. And, having some proceeds, having a local organization help us run it and donating to their cause. And
what we're trying to do is we bought the place and we have some extra room to do stuff and trying to do some good with it.
Yeah, that's exactly it. That, and you cannot, if you live here in Grimes County, if you live in Anderson, let's say, you cannot go to College Station. I used to say for less than $100. Now I'm at $200. You can't drive into College Station and do anything for less than $200 because just gas to get there. If you're going to eat lunch while you're there, and then you go anywhere, you buy a pair of pants, you want to go, bowling, you do anything. At the end of the day, you're looking at $150, $200, and that sucks. So it's cool. I like the free stuff. So if we can make a bunch of free stuff where people can come, hang out, I'm really looking forward to tomorrow. Whiskey and cigars.
That's a good time.
I wasn't able to make it last. What bottle are you bringing? Do you know yet?
I thought I was going to share that Sinatra down there.
We can do that. Yeah. I think I might bring something else too.
Break out the Pappy, the good.
No. And I don't have I don't have that collection that, like JD, and I'm sure you have a cellar full of fine bourbons and scotches.
It'd be nice.
I got some older Macallans that I dig. But a Scotch and cigar works good too. But I'm really starting to dig the bourbons. So for my for Father's Day, I got a pretty good bottle of Garrison Brothers, the small batch. I'm excited about. So I might bring that up here.
I'm on trash right now. I mean, if you're coming from the bourbon snob side of things, I'm drinking trash. I love it.
I got to be. What you got?
Crown Apple and Sprite.
All right, I've been making don't get mad at me. I've been making old fashions with Jim Beam, and hear me out.
Hold on, I'm surprised you're back to me.
Oh yeah. So I'm not straight. In fact, I will never be able to just like enjoy Jim Beam, but in an old fashioned because it's so sweet already.
Oh yeah.
And my 7-year-old makes a mean old fashioned. That's his favorite thing to do. He's got lots of different recipes. If you ever want, and as a matter of fact, maybe I'll bring him up here tomorrow and let him, because he has an entire table that he'll break out and he'll ask you what type of old fashioned you like. What's your jam on an old fashioned? Do you like smoky? Do you like sweet? And he'll sit there and he'll pick out what type of simple syrup to use according to your palate. And he's got different flavors of bitters.
Is he like Tom Cruise in Cocktail yet? He's
He's
flipping
not.
bottles.
No, if you see him flip a bottle, he's probably not going to catch it. But he is getting really good. And then, he smokes it. He's gotten now to where we go out. And if he'll try to find different pieces of like wood from old houses and stuff, and he'll figure out what they are. Or if he can find a birch or this or that, he'll scrape off some wood. And that way, he makes the shavings.
Nothing hits right like an asbestos old fashioned.
Yeah, exactly. So he's like wood from here, like this stuff.
Oh,
yeah. He had his first cousin, I guess, gave him some birch that was like 200 years old, and he's been able to smoke some old fashions with that. So he's really into it. I'm excited. So, but
Good for him.
He could take a really inexpensive bourbon and but to answer your question, no, I cannot drink straight Jim Beam, or even in a Coke, probably.
I get that.
I drank one way too much one night, a little bit too much, and I wound up not enjoying it anymore.
That's why I can't drink Southern Comfort.
And I think this goes for 80% of there's like 80% of people in the U.S. just, unless it's mixed with a lot of other shit, can't drink tequila, don't like it. And that's because that's that first bottle when you're 18, 19 years old, somebody breaks up, I got some Cuervo, and you drink it straight. And, at some point you're going to drink too much of it to where, you're done the rest of your life. Yeah. I've never got to it really, and I know there's some vodka connoisseurs out there. Vodka guys, don't be mad at me. They all taste the same to me.
Oh yeah,
every vodka. And I mean, except for the flavored stuff, the Skinny Girl or this or that. Vodka.
Mine's gin. I can't do gin.
And I like gin. I like gin, especially our friend Brittany Husfield, who is an amazing cook, has gotten into liquor and alcohol fusions.
Oh yeah.
So she's basically pickling, whatever it's watermelon or blueberries in different liquors.
She's been on a watermelon gin the last couple of days.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, she gave me 3 of them the other night, and I was tired when I got there, and I was really tired, ready to leave when I left. And I felt bad. You just got back into town. You showed up, and I'm sitting there, and I'm just dead.
That made 2 margaritas in highball glasses. Not much. I get up, and I was like, ooh.
Yep. Yeah.
I'm taking a long way
It's
home.
best when you're drinking with the bee stings to stand up while you're drinking.
So you measure it.
When you're sitting down,
you can measure where you're
it's
at.
kind of like getting in a pool. Oh, yeah. You're in a pool for 4 or 5 hours. You're all good. You're like, man, I feel great. Then you try to stand up and gravity hits. That shit sucks.
This no fun.
Well, guys, we appreciate everything y'all do for us, letting us
ramble. Just talk about what's going on.
Hopefully the video worked on this. We have decided that Frank Baird is a curse on our video.
No. And I hope he's listening. He is what you call a face for radio.
Maybe that's it. Maybe we're doing this intentionally.
We're doing a favor for the
but we've
YouTube
only got
and watching.
3 episodes that don't have video, and they're all the ones with him on it. And at some point, he's going to start thinking, man, that's intentional.
Maybe it was.
It's pretty funny, though. Oh, Frank, I love that guy.
And I'm looking forward to it. You and I got some hunts with him coming up, so it's going to be
Oh,
fun.
yeah. Well, now that, and that's how big of a man I am. I knew what you were going to do, and I came out and told you. I was like, hey, I know what's up. So Jake has this thing where he really, really, really likes. And I started it, in all fairness, but not intentionally. So Jake, top of his bucket list for a long time in Texas was Scimitar Oryx.
It was.
Mine.
For 2 reasons. 1, absolutely delicious. 2, they're endangered species.
Right. So, and cool as it could be to me, I mean, they're cool, but not the top of my bucket list. Top of my bucket list is giant axes.
Yep.
So I go out on this hunt, and I hunt, and it's this time of year. Hunt, sweat, miserable.
That's right now.
For 3 days. Don't see anything. On the way back, I'm in the truck with a guide, and the guy goes, "Whoa, whoa, whoa, whoa!" And he hops out with his binoculars, and he's looking, and he's like, just starts cussing right and left. And I'm like, "Everything okay, buddy?" He's like, "No, that effing goat. And I'm like, what effing goat? And he's like, "The goat that's around here that I'm trying to get, that I'm going to go kill." He's like, he keeps fighting everything and breaking their horns off. He's like, "There's one of my 2 big oryx is out there, and he broke one of his horns off. Nobody wants to shoot a broken freaking oryx." And he's sitting there cussing, and he looks at me, he's like, "You want to get an oryx really cheap?" And I was like, he's like, I tell you this, I'll give you that oryx super cheap, and I'll pay for the taxidermist to repair the horn." And I'm like, at that point, I'm like,
How do you say no?
okay, I shoot it. And then at the same time, before I said yes, I knew that Jake wanted to shoot one too. That was in the back of my mind, and that part was funny. So I shot it, and then Karma immediately, no bullshit, within 10 minutes, Karma gets me. Because we shoot him, and we go back, and the guide, his wife, runs out, and her and my wife are drinking champagne, and they're like, "Congratulate your huntress." My wife, who? No, she's not a huntress because my wife doesn't shoot. She's never shot an animal. It's not her jam. Yeah, she decided to take a rifle and walk down to the end of the pasture, and she shot a 36-inch Axis with a 7mm 08 through the heart at 100 yards. And super proud of her. Mm-hmm. You're listening, babe. Way to go.
Good job.
So it is mounted out there, and I get to stare at it every day. And I still haven't got a good access. So I started talking to Frank Baird, like, I want to get stud access with the bow.
He's got some really nice ones on his property.
Yep. And I started talking to him about it the other day, and he got quiet. And I was like, "Hey, does Jake work something out? Is he?" Because I know Jake, and he just gets real quiet. I was like, we did this before with the red stag, and like, dude, we could go on with this story. It goes back and forth because, like, the submergence and everything.
Because it's fun because we won't tell each other. We keep it like super hush.
Yep. So I guess we're both going on an axis hunt out at Frank Baird's.
But my trade was good enough that Mama Baird said, "You take him and let him kill the biggest thing we got."
There you go.
And so there's a 38 out there somewhere.
And I told him as long as I got to kill something bigger than that, I'm good with it. You import that son of a bitch.
There you go.
All right, guys, we're going to let y'all go. Enough of our cheeky shenanigans for the day. Hey, if you're around tomorrow, I know podcast timing's different.
This should come out first thing
This will come out first thing tomorrow morning. Yeah, tomorrow is
the 28th
of June.
Yep.
So from 5 to 7, 8, whatever, we will be around enjoying some libation, some good whiskey. It's kind of like a potluck. You bring your own, you share your bottle, and then
it's a good way to share what the bottle that you like. But if there's something there you've been wanting to try or give a shot,
Yep.
We'll line them up on the bar. Be responsible. Try some. Enjoy your day.
There you go. Yeah, it'll be a good time. So come out and see us for that. Otherwise, just come out and visit us at the store.
Say hi.
We'd love to see you out here, hear y'all's stories. If you get the opportunity, I know we say this every time, but man, make a comment if you're watching this on the YouTube. Send us something on emails.
You got recommendations, what you want to see, hear, watch, let us know. We'll
Absolutely. We'll do your topic. Yep, for sure. And we've got several guests lined up, so we're excited about that. And because I know you all get tired of listening to us
find
after
a
a while.
Sasquatch hunter or something fun. Someone's seen Nessie. It's gonna be good. There I was staring in the light, floating up.
It was. I heard it. Yeah. All right, guys. Y'all have a great one. We appreciate you. We'll talk to you soon.
Bye, everybody.
You've been listening to the Circle Star Firearms and Outdoors podcast with your hosts Jake Cawthon and Jason Westmoreland. Be sure and subscribe so you don't miss any episodes. New episodes drop every Monday, and catch up in between episodes on the Circle Star Minute every Friday. For more information, visit CircleStarFirearms.com, or better yet, come see our great new store at 6320 Highway 90 in Anderson, Texas. Until next time, safe shooting, folks.